My name's JONA JEFFCOAT. I'm with Infinity Music Therapy Services, and sorry we're late because Teresa spilled coffee everywhere.
I cleaned it up. It's good. We're fine.
She's awesome.
We're making it. It's Friday, thank God.
No snow. So, hi. So, again, my name's JONA JEFFCOAT. I am the Director of Services and founder of Infinity Music Therapy Services, and you might be who?
I am Teresa Olson, Infinity's current intern.
Oh, look at you. You're getting all the sassy voice. I like it. All right, so awesome. Yay. So we are very excited. We are looking for our next intern to join our amazing practice. And I don't know, maybe it's one of you guys, but we'd love to tell you a little bit about what we do as a practice. And then, oh, my phone. Hold on. Let's clear out the email because we are very busy and we've had to hire interns after their internship before. So let's just close off that email. All right. Awesome. So I want to tell you a little bit about our practice, and then Teresa's going to fill you in a little bit about what she does because we're in month, what now?
5.
Okay, so we're getting near the end. So Infinity was founded in 2010. We work with children and adults of all ages and abilities throughout the entire state of Connecticut. So we are currently in our main clinic, which is absolutely gorgeous because we just moved in May. So we have our main clinic in Southington, Connecticut, which is in about the middle of the state. And then our clinicians travel all throughout the entire state, working in homes, schools, and different facilities in individual and in group settings. So we're very diverse. I'm actually the only person I know of currently in Connecticut. So if you're in Connecticut and do this, please let me know. But I'm the only one that does music therapy assisted childbirth. So I have that little bit of experience tucked in my back pocket, which is super cool and super different. But with our internship, our interns come into our team day one as a full member of our team, which is
one of my favorite things.
Okay,
yeah,
just making sure as you're like, ah! So our team of clinicians, we are all nationally board certified music therapists, but we also have different members on the team. We have 2 music instructors. We have an amazing administrative assistant. We have a wonderful work program that we have. So we have an adult with special needs that maintains this clinic like a beast. And then we have intermittently other types of internship programs that we run, including our job shadow program designed specifically for high school and college students to explore the field of music therapy. And if you happen to be a music therapy student and you're not ready for internship, we also have a field study experience that's designed specifically for you to give you a little bit of a taste of what Teresa's going through. But all those people kind of sit on, as a member of our team throughout the year. Hey, Kat, nice to see you. Oh, and Rachel's here too. Sweet.
We've got some viewers.
Yes, we're not total failures. All right. So our internship, the way that it's structured, it goes from September through the beginning of April each year. So it's a little bit extended, but beyond that, like the 6-month internship. And we do this for a couple of different reasons. One, Infinity is all about giving you real life experience and not just going, hey, that intervention worked great, go replicate it. Oh, hey, Valerie, yay. Val's also one of our former interns. So if you got something, chime in, girlfriend. So we're all about knowing the reason why something's working and not just about, okay, it worked. So our interns go through weekly supervision every single week for their internship inside and outside of sessions. You want to talk a little bit about what your supervision looks like?
Yeah, for sure. So I do supervision once a week on Fridays for about an hour and a half, which is a pretty substantial amount of time, which is good because I need it. And then also JONA and I hang out all day on Wednesday together. We do a full run together. So I am with her from 8 a.m. to about 7.
It's a long, Wednesdays are a long day with a couple coffee breaks.
Yeah, but it's really good because in between every client that we have, we're able to talk directly about what just happened. And then we also have time in the car to talk about anything that's on my mind, any questions I have, which is really helpful.
Yeah. And also during that supervision time in the car, we're all about, making that drive time realistic, because if you're just kind of wasting time, you're wasting time, right? So we try to get in our karaoke dance party work on some of that harmonization and learning our repertoire.
Every week.
while we have our D&D break because Dunkin' Donuts is necessary. But then also other things that Teresa gets involved with is she goes to our weekly team meetings. So at Infinity, I have like 4 main team meetings, and again, our interns walk on day 1 as a full member of our team. So the first meeting as an intern that you'll experience is our staff meeting, which is about general agency issues. We're private practice, so if you're looking into run private practice in the future, this is going to give you that backside view of what we do, of how we organize our team. And it's stupid things like checking the fire extinguisher if it's got enough juice in it in case of an emergency, but also going through and making sure we've got continuity of care for our clients. So we practice self-care at Infinity, which is another one of our workshops I'll talk about in a second. But if somebody's going on leave, those team meetings are when we discuss who's covering cases to make sure our clients aren't missing out on things. So staff meetings is 1. 2, we do self-care meetings every single month, and everyone takes a turn leading those. And Teresa's turn is coming up next month. Yeah. So self-care is like this really broad term, and I think we talk about as music therapists, you know, avoiding burnout and making sure that we have self-care for ourselves, but we're always focused on, you know, go read a book, go, you know, just take a break. We look at self-care as an everyday practice. And so that means at a self-care meeting, we've played video games. We've taken a nap. We've had massages. We ate a crap ton of cookies in December. Yeah, it was wonderful. That was a lot of cookies. So we do that. So that's our second meeting. And then we do monthly team trainings. And they really vary on what we're going, you know, what we're talking about. Now, what you're going to get at Infinity Music Therapy Services is this diverse background of clinicians. We have a mental health services coordinator, Emily, who is phenomenal in breaking down emotional literacy skills, who's going to also be able to offer you supervision on the mental health side of things. We have Matthew, who does a lot of work with children with special needs, but he's like fierce on the guitar, so he will, you know, talk to you about how to use those guitar skills to your advantage. We have Shane, who does a lot of improvisatory work, and that's another part of your supervision that you get. You want to talk about that?
So when I came into internship, there were a few skills that I needed extra supervision on. So we added in a weekly piano lesson and guitar lesson for me, which was super helpful. So I get about a half hour to an hour, depending on schedule, of each a week, just to sit down and practice music or show music that I'm planning on using in sessions and different ways I can implement them on those instruments. So that's been extra helpful, and I haven't seen any other internship that offers that as part of your internship.
Well, and part of that is because we customize everything. So even those team trainings I was talking about, they're customized based upon the requests of the team. And so our supervision and everything we do with our interns is based upon their needs, their competency levels, and what they're working on, and where their passion drives them. So different interns have really hooked up more with different supervisors, which you typically have around 4 supervisors at Infinity with all of our different backgrounds, but then we all kind of are very cohesive in our approach, despite, you know, we're not that fragmented of, God, this supervisor told me to do this and this one told me to stop doing it. We don't try to go down.
Yeah, I think every supervisor really works under like Infinity's mission and then brings their own style to that. If that makes
awesome, sense. Sweet. Gold star. All right, so one of the things that I'm really good about is IDEA. So that's all those special education services. So next month, I'm doing a training on IDEA and music therapy and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you're looking to get information on how that works, you know, Infinity might also be the place for that. And then finally, our last meeting is our client meeting, which our interns as well as our team members get a lot of support during, because we do mock sessions, we talk about behavior modification plans, we ensure that reports are getting filed in a timely manner. So it's, you know, it's a lot about accountability. But so our interns participate in that from day 1, and from day 1 are involved in sessions, but we're not making you kind of jump in all at once. So you want to talk about how that works?
It's a gradual progression. Right. So I think when I first started out, my first week, just the first week was strictly observations, which was really helpful. So I was able to go into all of the clients in the groups that I would be eventually running and just kind of see who they were and what they were all about, some needs. I was able to take that week to look over their files, see what their goals or objectives were, and then use that in my observation. And then ask questions afterwards. So that was really helpful. Then I did one intervention in like 6 sessions the first week. So it built up. So I built up with each client and then over my whole week of clients. So then I think I was doing a full caseload by
you had almost all of them by December
probably. So that was a few months in. So but every week I would add one more intervention or one more client or one more. So it wasn't pushed at me all at once, thank God. And then I was able to learn as I went too. Right. So I could.
Well, we do with our supervision. I know some sites they're like, okay, intern, go, and you're just kind of in a session, and it's kind of that look around of, well, where do I go next? Okay, so at Infinity, we're gonna support you, and then there are times specifically designed for you to tread water if you're gonna tread water, because let's face it, we're not gonna learn how to swim unless we have that chance to kind of flounder for a bit. Really, that's so good. But Teresa has about, I'll say 75 to 80% of your caseload where there's a supervisor in there at all times. Yes. And then there's a handful of sessions that are run through our financial assistance program where people literally sign up because they want to work with her. So people apply to participate in individual and group services. And as a result, Teresa has a very diverse caseload. I'm trying to think of who your youngest is, maybe 3, right?
Yes. No, 1.5.
Oh, yes, because we got the babes coming in. So Teresa has a 1.5-year-old, and your oldest has been probably in their 80s or 90s, right?
90s, probably.
Yeah. So we're in a lot of private homes working with children with autism and Down syndrome and speech and language communication disorders. Teresa is at an inpatient residential program for children with sexual deviations and kind of some fun behaviors. She also works in adult day programs for adults with developmental disabilities and has worked on memory care units as well.
So I'm all over the place, which I was really grateful when I was applying for internship. That was something that I was looking for. That way I would be able to build skills across all populations and I wouldn't be not stuck when I went to go look for a job. I had experience across. I mean, and I've been satisfied. So.
Good. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. So, different internships, right? If you're looking for an internship, you kind of have to decide where you want to focus and how you want to focus. And that's one of my tips and tricks when you're applying for and looking for internships and applying for internships. What is the experience going to be? So at Infinity, yes, you're going to get experience with children, teens, young adults, and older adults in individual and group settings at 30, 45, and 60-minute duration sessions. But beyond that, the reason why our interns leave here and are so marketable is the fact that they have to write progress notes, take general data, run full assessments, which our assessment reports tend to be between 6 and 10 pages long, do goal reviews, termination planning, and again, everything that one of our clinicians would be, except they're getting that full supervision and basically unlimited revisions on a report, so yes. Our goal for you leaving Infinity is that you're highly marketable because you've had this diverse experience, can pull sessions out of your pocket, right? Can wail away on that guitar, use your voice, but then also can clinically defend what you're doing because, again, it's not just about, well, this intervention worked great. It's why it worked great, what worked about the sensory components of it, what worked about the way you structured it in the pacing. So you leave here understanding why, so those skills are really transferable. You want to talk about some of the instruments you've gotten to play with?
Oh, yes. So one of the best things
we have a very large library
is there are just endless instruments. So in addition to the classic piano, guitar, drums, we have boom whackers, bells, egg shakers, castanets, a full drum set, a baby drum set.
Hold on, I gotta see the baby drum set because this thing's the cutest. Look, guys, look how cute it is.
My new favorite instrument, after Thanksgiving, are the gobble sticks, and if you don't know what they are, Google it. It's my favorite.
Life will be forever changed.
Yeah, I mean, just a full library of books and materials and sensory items, and like sometimes if I can't think of a session idea, I just stand in the instrument closet and like let it speak to me. So there are tons of things to use here. It'll get your imagination going for sure.
And as our intern, not only do you have access to like tons of stuff, and I have liked stuff. Our clinic's in an old spa. I walked in and was like, look at all the cabinets for all the stuff. But you're going to have access to a computer and printer and art supplies and lamination materials and binding materials, because my philosophy is you should not be spending money beyond what you need to just to survive at your internship. Teresa's participated in a guitar, a guitar string party. There we go. I'm drinking my coffee. Where we changed her guitar strings. Like, that's on us. Like, you're using them, then let's pay for those guitar strings and give what we can back. But anything that you're going to need during your internship to actually do your work, you're going to have provided for you. So we do offer a couple of different benefits for our interns at Infinity. It is an unpaid internship, so I'm just going to be straight out with that. I am trying desperately to figure out a way to pay our interns simply because y'all deserve it. Now I got to figure out a way to do that as a small business owner. But what we do offer is 40 hours of excused absences, and that's personal days, sick days. If you need it, you're going to take it. Leave to attend national conference, access to the large lending library. Actually, second. Lots of free coffee and tea. What kind of coffee are you drinking?
Donut shop, but the creamer is peppermint mocha.
Yeah, same peppermint mocha.
It's my first time. I like it.
Delightful. I also run the MTBO Toolkit, which, if you're not familiar with, is a supervision coaching program for business owners, but then we've also launched things for interns and employees about resume building, applying for jobs, knowing how to break down interviews. And so as our intern, you're going to get that coaching that I typically charge people for absolute free. So today, Teresa and I actually sat down and ripped apart her resume and stuff and all the tips and tricks on how to make it go stick to the top of the pile. You're going to participate in those self-care workshops. We do have holidays after during your internship, so you're not going to miss out. And honestly, I've had interns come home with me. So if you live in Washington, you're in Connecticut, come eat some turkey with one of our clinicians. Like, we're going to make it work. But we do have holidays off during the internship, high levels of supervision, and you're going to get a work cell phone while you're here, because, excuse my language, but I'll be damned if a client is going to call you on your day off. Self-care is, the epitome of everything. So I'm not going to call you on your day off. Neither is any of your supervisors. And when you're done with your day, you're going to turn off your phone and be done with your day. We also offer a HIPAA compliant email. So again, you can really work on separating both. So I want to give you guys a little bit of information about application, and then I am going to go off of live and pop right back on, switch to my phone so I can give you a quick tour of the clinic. But application materials are due by March 15th for that September start date. What we ask for is a resume including clinical experience, a cover letter of why you would like to be an intern, what you expect from an internship supervisor, a 45-minute sample session plan for a group of teens recovering from drug and alcohol addiction, a 30-minute sample session plan for an 8-year-old diagnosed with autism, and 2 professional letters of recommendations, and then a video with your guitar and vocal skills, and a video of your piano and vocal skills. And if you hop on our website, that's www.infinitymusictherapy.com, and go to our careers page, you're going to pop down and see about our internship program. Now, we are university affiliated, so you want to check in with your university to make sure that they will have a contract with a private practice before spending all your time sending in application materials. And then here are my general tips and tricks of applying for any internship site, okay? Number 1, never, ever, ever send your materials as a Word document. If I look at it from a Mac versus a PC off my phone and you send it as a Word document, the format is going to get corrupted going between different things. Send it as a PDF. It's going to ensure the formatting of your document is consistent across. Number 2, have 15,4,736 people reread your materials. Okay, pretty close to that number as you can get. I have had applicants that have accidentally left another site in their application materials. I've had applicants spell the word customer wrong over and over and over again. Sentences that didn't end. Reread your materials. Internships can get really competitive, and you want yours to stand out to the top. Okay, I think I'm on 3, right? 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm drinking coffee. Number 3, research to the extent possible of who you'd be potentially working with at that site, and do a quick Google search, guys. Because like if you look up me, you're going to see that I present at the Spiegel Academy and that I have been featured all over the flipping place, right? It's worth good brownie points for whatever supervisor you might be working for to say, hey, I saw you did this. This is why I'm interested in working with you, because it looks like you did your research, okay? 4, look through the website. Know their mission and how you connect with it. Don't just send a cover letter that says, hey, I love that you work with diverse populations. Right? I love that you work with diverse populations. Yeah, you're obviously here. You did fine. No, I love that you work with diverse populations and that I get to do group and individual sessions, because that's cookie cutter, guys. That's the same across all your different sites. Be specific. You know, I see that Infinity's mission is that the possibilities are endless. I came into the field of music therapy because of X, Y, and Z, and I feel like I can uphold that mission because I can move between guitar, voice, and piano fluidly, and I'm learning how to work with ukulele. Give really concrete things to show that you've gone through the website and you've done your reading. And finally, don't assume someone's a man or a woman. Use gender-neutral pronouns when at all possible. I've had people send me an application for Mr. JEFFCOAT because my name is JONA, thinking that it was Jonah or Yona or whatever else have you. Look at who you're actually applying for and address it to them. And if it doesn't say, don't hesitate to give them a call and say, hey, who should I be sending this off to? Okay. Do you have anything you want to chime in regarding your internship, things you like, things you hate?
Yeah, so my favorite thing, and John has already mentioned this a little bit, is of all the supervisors that I get. So I have 4 supervisors. Sorry, I had to count in my head. I have 4 supervisors, and all 4 of them practice very differently and supervise very differently. And it's interesting to see how they all work, and then interesting to grab little bits of what they do and add it into my own personal style as a professional. And then I have some supervisors that are stricter than others. I have some that are more relaxed. I have some, so having all those different styles, I think not only helps me grow, but it helps me how to work with different people too. So I'm not just looking at the same face every day. I have to adapt how I communicate to be able to work with a bunch of different people. And then team meetings on Tuesdays, I get to work with people who are in the team that are not my direct supervisors. So I get even more supervision, especially during those client meetings. If I have any questions about clients that I'm working with or difficulties that I'm having or successes, I get the input of 7.
Yeah, well, when you get it all together, there's 10, 11 of us at the table.
So many different opinions. So I think that has been really monumental. And that has been my favorite part of internship.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very much about a team-based approach here in Infinity. So if you have questions, comments, whatever it is, my phone number is 860-518-5557, or my email is JONA, JONA, @infinitymusictherapy.com, and I will throw those in the comments too. If you want to talk to Teresa directly about her internship experiences, her email is Teresa, TERESSA, @infinitymusictherapy.com. Do you know your work cell phone offhand?
I can look it up really quick.
Look at that technology.
Hold on. It's in here, I promise.
We can put it in the comments. Oh, got it.
No.
Okay.
I thought I got it.
So
I'll put it in the comments.
We'll pop it in the comments here in a minute. So I'm going to go off of being live and pop back on for a quick tour of our clinic. But I look forward to connecting with you. www.infinitymusictherapy.com. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.